Since 2009, wine has become a big part of my life. I worked in restaurants as a sommelier, started a wine blog to help people learn about wine, competed in blind tastings, illustrated and wrote 2 books about wine, and have tasted thousands upon thousands of bottles, from the very cheap to the unimaginably expensive. All this experience has made me uber confident, but when I started in wine, I was totally overwhelmed with choices. This is what I would do. Does this sound familiar? I would scan bottles for the highest rating, or I would pick out the prettiest looking label with the biggest discount. Getting an answer like this is fine for most people, but what if you're not most people? I want to show you the fundamental markers of quality in wine so you can choose better wine more consistently. It doesn't matter if you're spending $20 a bottle or $2,000 a bottle. It's what I wish someone would have showed me when I was a beginner. So I thought we could put these theories into action at a wine store with a massive selection of wines. Believe me, the overwhelm here is huge, even for me. This Cabernet Franc is tasty and it grows in France in the Loire Valley. The Loire Valley is a pretty cool spot to grow Cabernet Franc, and that means you can expect this wine to have more earthy, floral, and herbal notes, with higher acidity and lower alcohol. It's gonna taste more elegant. This Cabernet Franc is also tasty, but it's very different than the first wine. Dry Creek Valley is hotter and sunnier, which means you can expect this wine to be bolder and fruitier, with softer acidity and higher alcohol. It'll be more full-bodied. The same thing is true for white wines. For Sauvignon Blanc, when you get one from a cooler climate, it has more green, herbal, fruity aromas like passion fruit and grass, refreshingly high acidity, and lower alcohol. From warmer climates, you get more peach and less green flavors. It'll be richer on the palate because of that higher alcohol. This is a glass of hot water. Now it's tea. This is exactly how oak affects wine, but at a much lower temperature and a much longer period of time. Oak imbues wine with flavor compounds, which give it richer aromas such as vanilla, sweet caramel, baking spices, and smoke. In order to get the oak to release certain flavors, coopers will toast the barrel staves. And winemakers can buy different levels of toasted barrels to get their desired flavor result. And just like a tea bag, those flavors will lessen a bit with each reuse. Which is why when you see a wine aged in new oak barrels versus used oak barrels, it's gonna have less of those oak lactone flavors. Good producers are happy to describe their winemaking methods in detail on the back label or online. Wine is delicious, and you should totally learn more about it. To do that, head over to winefolly.com and subscribe to the free wine learning newsletter. Each week we'll learn about new grapes, new regions, and we give special offers to our members. This is California Cabernet. This Cabernet comes from Napa Valley in California. And this wine comes from a single subregion called Stag's Leap within Napa Valley within California. Regional labeling on a bottle of wine offers us a clue towards quality. For example, wines labeled Prosecco come from a very large region with a basic set of quality standards. Within this larger Prosecco region, however, you can find an appellation called Conegliano Valdobbiadene. Wines made here must pass more rigorous quality standards. And within this region, there's a designated vineyard area called Cartizze, which the producers in Valdobbiadene consider to be the best. You're gonna find this kind of specificity in all the most established wine regions in the world, where the more you zoom in, the higher the quality gets. For under $20 a bottle, you're in the bargain hunting zone. It's a great range to start hunting for decent quality wines from lesser known wine regions, for example in places like Portugal, Spain, and Italy. Between $20 and $30, you can get some really good regional white wines and red wines as long as they don't need a lot of new oak to be delicious, like Malbec, Garnacha, or Monastrell. But this isn't going to get you into any of the highest rated wine regions of the world, like Brunello di Montalcino, Barolo, Champagne, or Barossa Valley. For around $50, you can buy things from everywhere. This is basically your entry-level price for the most famous wine regions of the world. And finally, when you spend $100, you're going to be able to get your hands on the highest quality stuff from the most famous regions. But honestly, if you're looking off the beaten path, you're going to find incredible quality wines that taste amazing. And these producers pour their hearts into their products. So the next time you're shopping for wine, remember to consider the climate where the grapes grow. Check and see if you can find out how oak was used in the winemaking process, and try to be specific as possible when looking into the wine region. And you might be wondering, well, how do I know if it's quality when I taste the wine? Well, for that, you need practice. Check out this next video on how to taste wine like a pro and learn the tactics for improving your own sense of taste. Sound pretty good? Until next time, happy hunting. Peace out.